Thank you, Madam Chair. Secretary Perry, welcome back to the committee. When you were nominated for Secretary of Energy, we had a frank and serious conversation about my grave concerns about siting nuclear waste at Yucca Mountain. Since that time, you visited the site, and thank you for the courtesy. You called me ahead of time to let me know you were going there. But since that trip, you went from touting the importance of state sovereignty to a full-throated support for depositing the nation's waste in Nevada against the will of my state, undermining a state's right to defend its communities against dangerous nuclear waste. What has prompted such a change in your viewpoint?
Senator, I, with all due respect, disagree with your analysis of my position. Nothing's really changed. I think it is wise for us to have a very open conversation with this country about the moral obligation that we have as a people. There is statutory requirements for us to move this waste. There are multiple options about where that waste could go. As I clarified yesterday, there is no plan in place to put that in a particular place at this particular point in time. But I think we need to be looking at all of our options and having an open and a productive conversation about how. I don't think it's wise for us to continue to leave high-level waste, spent rods in pools, not unlike what they had at Fukushima. And particularly that over in California is in the Ring of Fire. I mean, it's geologically, you could have an event that is not unlike what they had in Fukushima.
Secretary Perry, I appreciate that, and I've received your comments. But let's talk about Yucca Mountain. I don't disagree. We need a long-term plan. But the concern that I have, and many in our state have, is specifically when it comes to Yucca Mountain, because I will tell you, your predecessor, Secretary Moniz and the DOE, they were steadfast in the position that Yucca Mountain program is unworkable. And in fact, the department concurred with the recommendation from the Blue Ribbon Commission on America's Nuclear Future that a phased, adaptive, consent-based siting process is the best approach to gain the public trust and confidence needed to site nuclear waste facilities. And let me just say this. You've previously stated that you want to have a good working relationship with as many governors as you can. And I can tell you, as you well know, that Governor Sandoval is incredibly concerned about not only your talk and discussion on Yucca Mountain, but doubling down on talk about interim storage at the Nevada National Security Site. And in fact, let me just say this, Western Governors Association, which includes your predecessor in Texas, recently passed a policy resolution which states that a nuclear waste facility should not be located within the boundaries of any Western state or U.S. flag island without the written consent of that governor or territory. That is all that Nevada is asking for, is consent-based siting, which your predecessor, the Secretary Moniz and the Blue Ribbon Panel have agreed that's what should occur. That's what we're asking to do. So why is that such a difficult concept? Why is that something that you think should not occur? And in fact, this Yucca Mountain process should go forward, and interim storage, which is a whole new conversation that we hadn't heard before, at the Nevada National Security Site. I'm confused.
Let me help with the last issue that you brought up, Senator, as I can. And I was making reference to an article that was by a Nevada state senator that he pitched that out as an idea. I think about a May 14th, 2017 article that I picked up. That was what I was making.
I appreciate that, and I will tell you that that's not something that we're going to support in the state.
Okay, but Senator, I'm not.
But let me just say this: what we're looking for is at least some sort of commitment that you're looking for, at least the science to prove that it's safe. I mean, even your Deputy Secretary Dan Brulette. He recently commented when he was in here in his nomination hearing that if the science is not there, that we would not support the project. So if you can't get behind consent-based siting, which is what all states should be, we should be looking at for all states and individuals there, then at least look at the science and commit that if the science isn't there and it's not workable, then we should not store nuclear waste or spent nuclear waste at Yucca Mountain. Can you commit to that?
Sure.
Thank
Senator,
you.
I can, and I think it's important for us to do two things: pay attention to the science and also to the rule of law.
Thank you. I appreciate that.